We're a nation of idiots. I'm sorry, I don't mean to say that and sound harsh, but that's how I feel right now. The United States of America is a nation of idiots. And I'm not comparing us to any other nation. I'm not saying that we're any more foolish than any other culture, or any less foolish. But man, I tend to lose faith in people when I see what we determine to be valuable television. Now, I don't have cable. I own a TV, and I watch Netflix. I watch YouTube videos sometimes, and I download certain movies, but that's about it. I haven't watched very much television in the last couple of years, but once in a while, I'm exposed to it, especially if I watch a TV show online, let's say, and they put in the commercials, and they will put in the same old garbage over and over. But where I really get my exposure to society's foolishness and this country's bullshit is when I watch shit like Stephen Colbert or Jon Stewart. I absolutely adore those guys. I mean, they are two completely different people who speak such an eloquent version of the political bullshit. And perhaps they put things in a format that some people find unappealing. A lot of people don't understand it, and even a lot more people think Jon Stewart is some kind of Kabbalist, fucking Jewish, whatever. I don't give a shit. These are people who put out into the public the bullshit that's going on and show how stupid our media is and how stupid the people are of this country. And not in the sense that I think that everyone's dumb or that I think that I'm any smarter than anybody else, but in the sense that I see what people deem to be valuable television, and I think, is this what people are asking for? And I know in my heart it is, because they do billions of dollars of research to see what people are interested in. And I know people will say, well, they've programmed people to want these things. Sure, to a degree, we've all been programmed to think that we want certain things and think we want to look pretty and think we want to have money. But that's no excuse for the fact that we still want those things. We're adults now. We have to make decisions, rational decisions. We can't go crying and say, look at what society's done to us. We have to turn around and realize that it's bullshit. And a lot of us have realized it's bullshit. And a lot of us have realized how we're being manipulated by the mass media and by the corporate interests, the machine. But I'd say a majority of people haven't. They have not figured it out, and if they have, they've chosen to close their fucking eyes and sit back and do nothing. So I've tried to be patient. I've tried to be tolerant. I've tried to accept people for who they are. And it's not working. It's not working for me in my heart. Because some people are so goddamn ignorant. And that's their choice. But when they're making big decisions for even small companies, there's something really wrong with the way society is headed. And while it seems sometimes like people are waking up and gaining awareness, often we fall back into this pit of despair when we see the idiocy around us. And we're all exposed to different versions of reality. Each one of us chooses what we want to watch, chooses what we want to listen to. One person's listening to Fox News, and another person's listening to NPR, and then they both meet on the street and they start talking about politics. They're completely riled up over different things. And they're all riled up over propaganda. Anybody who thinks it's still left and right wing has a lot to learn about politics. There's only one God, there's only one party. It's the Green Party, the money party, not the environmental party, not the Tea Party. And I try to be tolerant of it all, because I know that this is just another economic system, just another burden for society that will eventually collapse, just like Rome did, just like the Egyptian Empire did, just like the Ottoman Empire did. You know, the Ottoman Empire was a very long-standing empire. It doesn't have a lot of historical significance to a lot of people, but we think that this Western Empire is somehow significant, and it's not. And I know people want to stand up for the country that they believe in, and they want to feel like an American. And I have to say that the best thing you can do to feel like an American is to stand up and say, America's fucked up right now. Everybody hides inside, closes their mind, watches stupid news channels and television shows on CW, and my God, what have we become? How much searching do we even do in our own lives anymore? And people like Manly Hall, while being opposed by many, is a hero to me. He's opened my eyes to the idea that we're not all about ourselves. That's not the world we live in. That's not what we're supposed to be doing. We may not know what our destination is, and we may not know where we came from, and we may not even know what we're supposed to be doing. But we all know how to behave. We all know what we're supposed to act like. Because when you fuck up, you know it. And you own it. You gotta own it. Making mistakes and correcting them is the most important part of growth. I've fucked up so many times, I can't even tell you. I fuck up all the time still. But I'm doing it less and less because I'm trying. And it's frustrating to look around and see people not trying. People not giving a damn. And one day I might have a lot of faith in my neighborhood, in my environment, in my community, in my state, in my country. Say, look, people are making a difference. And then I see something that totally changes that opinion. Everybody's trying to cater to the young, hip styles, to get into the hearts and the minds of the children. This is nothing new. Kids have been played from the beginning. They want the kids to be the next slave generation. They want the kids to play war games and be ready for battle. They want the kids to be uneducated so they can take the stupid jobs, the mundane jobs that we don't want to do. As much as I keep a positive attitude in my daily life, and I ignore all these facts, they're still there in the back of my mind. That we really are not a slave class, because the slave class has no choice in the matter. What we are is an inferior class that's allowing ourselves to be enslaved by our own ignorance, by our own lack of understanding, by our inability and our futility in the whole thing. We feel like we've lost. We feel like the government's won, as if they're some separate entity. Like they have some sort of clout over the people. And they don't. They're just people. They go home and they take shits. And they take naps. And they go to work. We just have to make a change. And we have to figure out how to do it. And I look around and I see people making a difference. And that, to me, that feels good. It feels good to see people that are putting in a lot of time and dedication to try to make this world a better place. And maybe they don't all have it all figured out. I don't think any of us do. Maybe sometimes they go about it wrong. But we're doing the best we can. We're only human. Peace out.